the brand of you beyond the business. Hello, everyone. My name is Tessa. I'm the Director of Marketing at IdeaPros, and today we're going to talk about branding. And a lot of you out there are going to say, hey, I've got my logo. I've got what I need. But we're going to challenge you to really go into a little bit deeper. So let me know when you're on with me. I am here and live in the chat. So let me know if you're watching live or hashtag replay. And we're going to dive into this topic of you as a brand. And why is this important? You know, you as a person as well as a business. So why is this important? It's really important because people do business with people. And, you know, a lot of people today, there are lots of online platforms. We have lots of bot interaction. It's going to become more and more important for us to have human interaction as we go into this world of chatbots and AI. So really being a person is going to become unique in that a lot of the, information and content that is out there isn't always going to be a real life person. That's why I love doing these lives, because I'm here with you. You know that, and you know that you can put a topic in the chat and that we're going to cover things that are most important to you. Now, are we going to do some cool things with AI? Yes, we're going to, do all those things, but we're also going to be here with you as people. So when we're talking about the brand of you and the brand of the business, we do want them to see that you're a real person. And a lot of founders will see that because they're starting out and their businesses are just getting going, people are attracted to help them because they're new and they're just getting things going. So that, a lot more people are willing to give a hand to someone who's getting their business going. So there's a lot to be said about being people do business with people. Now, people also research us a lot these days. I don't know if you guys have experienced this, but I've had people that come to me and say, hey, I've seen some of the lives that you did. I saw that you were on this channel and this channel. What do you do? And I'm kind of taken back by it, but that's really what people do these days. They do look and research the brands that they're going to work with. So they're finding you and seeing if you're a relevant resource for them. They're going to look at you as a person, not just as the brand, as they are talking with you in meetings. So being knowing that you have a good presence for you personally as well as a brand online is going to really help that, because when they research you, they're going to see that you exist out there, right? So if you Google Fred Carey, you're going to see all these different articles, podcasts, articles, his websites. You're going to see all the information that's behind him, right? If you Google Tessa Ashford, similar, you're going to see all this information. So we want to be searchable. We want to be researchable, and to make sure that that information is as amazing as possible. Now, there's always a chance for bad publicity, things like that. And tell people that, that it's possible to correct things that are incorrect out there. But if you just don't exist and they try to find you, now you're not, you don't have the relevance to them because they can't search you. And hi, Orden, good to have you. And then the third reason why it's super important to have a brand for you and the business, separate from each other in essence, is that the social media platforms match us to people with similar likes and with similar things that they're following, that they're interested in. That's how the social media platforms work. They're going to say, hey, Tessa has an interest in dogs, and so does Sean Reed. He is liking all the dog videos that are out here, and the system is going to try to pair you. So being a real person on social media, on LinkedIn, Instagram, Facebook, TikTok, being a real person with real likes and commonalities is going to give you an exposure to more people that you actually can have a kind of like a working relationship, but they would have similarities and they're going to have interests. So what I'm going to teach you guys to do today is to change some of the pieces of your branding that are out there for you as a person, similar to how Fred Carey has official Fred Carey. That is his persona. It's his Instagram channel. He is talking about things that are important to him. And it started in a space that was maybe younger people all over the world. He wanted to help all entrepreneurs, not just entrepreneurs who could afford to have products and apps built. But he started in that space of like, I'm going to talk about entrepreneurial topics, but he loves to work out. So we see some of the, morning routines, things that he is passionate about come out in his personal brand and can carry into the business too. Having discipline in your physical routines can have a lot of impact on a business. So you can see that kind of growing in there. Your phone is always listening. Yes, Levi, I have managed to turn mine off. Mine doesn't recommend as many things for me, but if I go to try to get a mapping out, it's like, where are you? Who are you? So, but you're right. Your phone's always listening. And also the internet is capturing a lot of that. So that's part of my recommendations to you is actually, beware of what you're putting out on the internet. Though your personal is not attached in some cases to your professional profiles, you always want to have your best foot forward. So that does mean, maybe don't comment on something with an angry attitude. Like we want to try to portray the best side of us. So I do caution people when they are commenting and they're participating in groups, like, is this something you would want to be remembered for, or not? But let's go through the tips here. Number one, get professional photos done, or take the time to do some nice photos with your camera. If you have an iPhone, you can go into your camera settings, and the option that you're going to select is portrait on your phone. And I'm just going to show you. I think it's going to be. So you're going to slide on your phone over to portrait. That's panoramic. You don't want that. So portrait is actually going to give the object that is in the forefront the focus, and then it blurs everything else. And there's lots of different light settings in here. So you can use contour, stage light, just play with it. The phones right now are doing amazing shots, and AI photos, of course. And I will say that AI photos are really a great way to change clothes. So you can there's AI, I have one on an app on my phone where you can take a picture and change your outfits. And it's super fun. It does sometimes distort and look like it's not you at all. And you're like, where did that come from? But you can do AI photos. You can have a photo shoot, essential, like new outfits. No problem. You want to be in a suit? Great. And it still retains your face, the original face. Now, why would you want to do that instead of having to pay a lot of money for a photo shoot? That's one. But you can actually just create fast headshots that are good looking. But I always just recommend using the portrait settings on your phone, and that just get a nice looking profile image. Your profile image is how people are going to see you. Now, some people say, well, should I have my logo as the profile? How many? Maybe. If you look through the brands that you buy from, are you doing business with a logo that you recognize? And do you tend to click through the logos when you're seeing things on social media? And I challenge you to look at your patterns tonight or over the weekend and see, are you clicking on them, or do you feel like they're a brand and that you are going to get sold if you start clicking on them, right? So I tend to pick pictures of people for the profile image and have them go through their own personal profiles to grow their business, and then they can send them over to a business page which has the logo. It works so much better. For me, I have seen better results over and over and over, that people, because you're on a social profile, they don't want to hang out with logos. They're there to be with people. So consider that when you're thinking about what type of content how you're going to put your profile image, but definitely make sure it's a professional photo, and please make it a nice professional outfit. I have seen people that have like strapless dresses and the picture is from here and you can't tell that they have clothes on, but they're like, oh, it's a little dress. No, like make sure it looks good and presentable and that people aren't going to wonder or have questions about that. That's a huge deal. But they might be picking a busy photo behind them. Just simplify everything. Take out your picture and add a solid background even to the profile image to make it more clear who they're dealing with. Now, I am going to show I'm going to show LinkedIn because I feel like this is a really important thing that people don't do. And I just have to bring it up because it drives me batty. It drives me batty too. It drives me batty when I see people that haven't used the cover images on their profiles and they don't have any branding there. So I'm going to share it with you so you can see what I mean. Hey, Vanessa, good to have you. Okay, you have to have a good top profile image. Mine, I'm not taking advantage of a color background, actually. This one matches so that people know they've seen my brand over in the IdeaPros space and everywhere. So this one just matches. But it's very simple, but you can see me. And it's not an extreme close-up, like no extreme close-ups, please. And then the background of the profile has an image, and I'm using that space to tell people exactly what I do. And this is very similar to a simple statement. I kind of think you want to call it a simple statement. That's the best thing I can say. It's not a tagline. It's how you help, right? We're helping entrepreneurs get their message and their mission out there. Okay, IdeaPros helps entrepreneurs bring ideas to life. We should have a statement that's very clear and concise on the first thing that they see when they go to any of our profiles, because we don't have long to tell people what it is that we do. Only seconds. And again, you can use all of this space. You can tell them transformation, not features or benefits. What are you doing to help them? Right? Oh, you can't see my screen. Oh, you know me. Hold on. Let's do this. Okay, there we go. So now let's try this again. When you're looking at a profile in here, it's small. So even though it's small, you can still see a bit of the message. You can tell there's something there. So you can click through it and see it. But here's profile picture, very simple. And then the background image right here is communicating very clearly, very quickly. And then we have this messaging right here we can use. You can even record your pronunciation and have it be a message that goes out to people. There's verifications now. There's tons of things you can do. But this is just I want to show this because we have space that we can use and we should be. And also, the things that you enjoy or like, what we talked about before, those could be groups that you're involved in, skill sets. You can get all of that integrated into your profile. I have companies that I'm following, groups. These are all ways that I can have commonality between me and who I'm reaching out to. So I highly recommend, letting your personality shine. You have to let it shine a little bit. It's not gossiping or anything like that. I'm very careful to not be inappropriate on social media. So I always think if somebody saw this that was contemplating working with me, would that change their mind about working with me, right? So those things, definitely fix your profile picture. And then let me get back to update your profiles with the cover images and content that's current. I don't know how many people I've talked to, and their last time they posted was like 2022. If you don't have content on the social media platforms, people are not going to be able to see that you're serious about your business. So definitely post something, even if it is a tiny update. I know, Sean Reed, you have a huge base, and we're talking about, Instagram followers. You've been building this for a long time. You create a new video every now and then that just gives people kind of like a sneak peek, a little bit more information. So even if you're not saying, hey, this product's launching, you can still be, helping to create the brand that is you by talking about things that can be talked about now. So for Sean Reed, if it's to help people to be able to have better scheduling and be able to do the things they want to do at the time they want to do, I mean, that's a whole topic in itself, right? Scheduling in general could be something that you're talking about. For IdeaPros, we have all these topic areas that are not exact to, the services that we provide, but support it, like these topics of, what to do for your profile images, whatever topics you can talk about. Even if you have not yet launched, you want to start to fill it up and look like you're existing out there, updating your profiles regularly, updating your resume in LinkedIn as a founder. And here, this goes back to all of our people out there that are doing presentations for investors and really trying to get money for their business. You have to show the work history that you have. And again, back to LinkedIn, I can put examples of projects that I've done in a business that I've worked for in the past. I can say what skill sets I can attach, and documents, like show people why you should be someone that they invest in, because they are going to research you. So definitely fill out your profiles a little bit more than a typical, I see people too that don't have logos that are next to their LinkedIn profile companies. So it is possible to add them in as a company to get the logo to show, but you're really searching to find that business that you worked for, and hopefully they have a page. So you just have to take a little bit of time, try to find the page, then attach it, and then a logo will show in your LinkedIn. Social media is a job in itself. It is. Now this isn't even going into what social media you should be posting for sure. This is just profiles and how you show your brand out there. I know there's so much to do as a business owner. Tell me, let me know in the chat. Raise your hand if you think there's a lot to do as a business owner. A lot. Yeah. I think there's a lot, but you guys are doing a great job. You're showing up on a Friday when you could be off, enjoying yourself. So I appreciate you showing up here. I have a couple more things for you. Show up intentionally and be real, have real, interests and things that you're talking about, but show up intentionally would mean not sweatpants. Would you walk into a room of investors? How you show up on social media? That's my big question. And I have seen Fred show up to many occasions in sweatpants, or I'm like, why are you not in a suit? Love him to death, but still we have to show up that way, right? We have to show up as almost like the person that we're going to be. Someone once told me that you dress the part of the position that you want to have, not the position that you have, right? So I always came in, you can always, if you're overdressed, it doesn't usually pose a problem. So I would prefer that when you show up, that rather than being in sweatpants or whatnot. But there is social media content that gets good views and reaction, and people are working out or, on their way somewhere. They're just getting out of the car. Yes, I know that those do good, but I don't think that those posts do as good with your investor base or the people who are actually giving you money. So I don't think they're sitting there saying, oh gosh, I'm so glad this person is working out and is super casual. Just think about it. The other thing we talked about simple statement. I think it's really important for you to nail your simple statement. That is what you want to stand out for. What is your overarching goal? IdeaPros wants to have 1 million people in our entrepreneurial community. That's our, overarching goal. So everything that we do should be helping people to come together in a community for entrepreneurs where they can feel supported and they have, ability. And we're working towards that. And we've been a little bad at that, honestly. You all know we've been pretty protective over our people, and we want to kind of shelter them. And so it is a change in the way that we're doing things, where we want to have more of a community where people can network and help each other and, lock arms as we, bring each other, pull each other up. That's really where we want to go to. And so you'll see kind of a shift in our messaging around that as well. it's a little bit like a tagline for this simple statement, but it's really just, if you look at your content before it goes out, does it accomplish this one goal? Is it accomplishing this one thing that we want to do? More money, less struggle is what we used to use for Move to CEO. So we wanted people to be able to make more and not have all the struggles and have to do it on their own. Like that's when it went out, we were like, is this simplifying? Is this making it easier on people? Because if it's not, then we don't want it to go in the content. So like, if you have an example of what your simple statement would be, like put it in the chat. I'm curious. Kelly and Vanessa, Genetic Joy, like if you have a statement that you think your simple statement would be, let me know. Odin, I'd love to see yours too. But that you it's your litmus test before you post anything. But I would figure out what your simple statement is and then work it into everything so that when people see you, they know they're going to get one thing. They're going to get simple explanations on how to do marketing. I don't know what mine is, but that's the idea of it. What do you want to be known for and remembered for? That's so impactful. I just have to take a minute because I know that a lot of us are doing this for a reason. We have a passion to help people in some way, shape, or form. We're going to make the world better in some way, shape, or form, because we wouldn't choose to be entrepreneurs if we weren't trying to accomplish something bigger. So what do you want to be known for? What do you want to be remembered for? And how do you want to make an impact on the world? Those, when you're looking at that from that lens, who you are is going to be relatable, and it's going to be someone you can connect to, someone you can trust in, right? So when you understand why I want to help the world, you might be connected to that goal, and together, you kind of form this like online bond, right? It doesn't have to be online either. This is, investors, it's everyone. It's somebody connecting with your passion to make the world a better place. So have that content, make sure that your content focuses on that, your simple statement, and what do you want to be known for or remembered for? And are you accomplishing it? That's the big picture. So disinfecting and cleaning in a whiz. Vanessa, I love Zwizzy. You guys, it's just an amazing product. I still have not found anything that cleans the tracks in my shower in this lovely camper like Zwizzy does. It just does. And I'm like, I need a whole new stock now. But disinfecting, cleaning, and it's fast, right? So it is fast, and you do have this protective glove. So 100%, I love it. Good idea on that one. Odin, dedicated to your success. Oh, I like it. Okay. So dedicated to your success, disinfecting and cleaning in a whiz. Let me know. I saw Levi. I don't know if he had to hop off, but let us know what your simple statement is, the simple thing that what you stand for, your overarching goal, kind of how you're making the world better. Ooh, okay. Clarice, let's see. Mutations and targeted therapies, personalized medicine for all. And I love Dr. Clarice's mission to help people to be able to identify cancer early and be able to detect, and tell me if I'm saying this wrong, Dr. Clarice, but to detect cancer early, because there's so much technology out there. Her mission is to have the world have access to the technologies that help you to identify it early and, fix it, right? That's a big picture. Okay, so I didn't mutilate it. Okay, good. But I love the purpose behind this, and there's so much packed into that that she can actually talk about and connect with people. There's stories, there's heartache, there's success, there's wins, so much. So what do you want to be remembered for? I'm not sure if you guys have any of those that you want to throw in the chat too. What you want to be known for and remembered for. And I think Dr. Clarice is so passionate about this. When you hear her talk, you feel it. She's just, and I don't know, Dr. Clarice, let me know if you want me to talk about that you lost your husband. And you just tell me, and I will say it because I feel it in her heart when I talk to her. There you go. Wizzy, we've got you covered, because the gloves actually cover your hand and protect you from the chemicals. Like seriously good cleaning chemicals that don't go onto your hands. It's so awesome. So the last thing that I'm going to share with you all, and then I'm going to let you go for the weekend, is to be a real person, to have interests. And again, the social platform wants to see you have real interests, like you're liking other people's things and engaging. A lot of us hop onto social media and we post and we expect that the audience is just going to come and engage with us. Let me tell you that that's not how the platform works. In that, and I have, my assistant is doing this like every day for me. She's going out and looking at profiles and engaging, liking, commenting, sharing, building relationships in my industry. And that's telling the system, because those people are engaging with me back and we're having dialogue. It's telling Facebook, Instagram, LinkedIn, all of them, Twitter, I mean, all of them, YouTube included, that there is a co-relationship going on. And so much of what I see people do is like one-sided. I put content up. That's it. I put content up. And then they're not engaging with their audience. They're not building relationships. And if you're not building a relationship, well, let me tell you, you're not going to have customers. So it's not, it's definitely a place for you to find commonality, whether that's in people that are posting about their challenges with cleaning for Zwizzy. You know, maybe they're saying, is there anything that doesn't dry your hands out? Maybe it's a whole forum of people who have dry hands because they work in cleaning and they are just struggling with finding something that can help solve their problem. Maybe they're using a specific lotion product right now because they have such damage. And I know from my own, I ran a daycare for 10 years and my skin was so, I mean, like in pain from having to use bleach water all the time. And so there were, you know, the tons of forums of like, how do you solve this? How do we get this? She can be engaging with those audiences and sympathizing with the fact that they've gone through that and building relationships and, you know, helping people to get over to her page. So that's it in a nutshell, guys. Today, I just wanted to give you some of those tips because I think we all need to go work on our profiles, me included. I try to update it all the time, but I did notice that my tagline does not accurately explain what I do. I know IdeaPros is evolving too, so we are updating our profiles and our branding always. I will throw one little bonus thing, and that is just to stay consistent with your colors and fonts and not stray too much, because the brand does need to be identifiable within seconds. Like if you look at Coca-Cola, you can tell when you're looking at Coke, even without the word on it. It's so crazy. But these branding, you know, McDonald's, you can see it. You don't have to see any of the other pieces and you know it's McDonald's. So there's a reason why it works, and that's repetition and consistency. 100% consistency. Nobody in the McDonald's franchise family can choose to be wild and crazy and put their McDonald's in a different way, right? They're structured and they have to do it a certain way. So keep your brand guidelines tight, and I hope you guys have a wonderful weekend, and come back and see us again soon. Fridays at noon Pacific time, we go live with all the information that's for entrepreneurs. You let us know if there's anything that you need more information about. We talk a lot about pitching and how to get the money that you need for your business. We talk about how to take your idea from napkin all the way to full-fledged product on the shelf or nap in the store. All right, we'll see you all next week. Have a blessed week, everyone. Bye.